The haters are going to say that this podcast fell off. They're going to say Johnny's this, Johnny's that. Johnny's me, bro. Let me be me. Okay? Okay? The podcast is back, ladies and gentlemen. Podcast. It's going to be a short one today. I just want to wrap up the season. So, last time I podcasted, there was a lot to look forward to. It was, early November. I have no clue what week we're at. No clue the ranks. Yeah, 2 months ago. So, it's been 2 weeks since the final. The final was New Year's Eve. It all came down to New Year's Eve. Man, that was exciting. That was fun. Played some emotional ass football out there. Between the mean times and long times. Hook 'em. Yeah. So what happened to end the season? Real quick, just to recap. It came down. I don't think it came down to last week. Did it come down to last week? I think it did. I think some things still had to shake out. There's a big matchup between me and Aiden. Connor beat up on Matt to finish that off to cement his third place. Aaron beat Alex to make it into the Week 14 game. And so in Week 14, Matthew played Aaron and won. Aaron put up kind of a pitiable score, 60.64. Matthew put up an 83.34 to make the playoffs. So Matthew made the playoffs to complete the season of the Blue Bloods, really. Me, Matthew, Luke, all in the playoffs. Connor joined us. Connor, I don't know if I'd consider him a Blue Blood. He's trying to make a name for himself. He was a brilliant starter that first, season or two. Has been, meh since. No offense, but it's how it goes. And so Matt, ruefully missed out. Aiden missed out. Alex missed out, which was kind of a bummer. Like, Aiden and Alex ended up doing pretty damn well in the playoffs. Alex scored a whopping 238.5 in round one, highest in the league. No one was even close. Luke scored a 205. That was the next highest score, 33 points behind. And so that's how the playoffs shook out. I ended up beating Connor over the 2 week span. Luke beat Matthew. If me and Matthew played, that would have been close. 192.56 to 192.54. Shoo. And then to finish out, to close it out in the finals. Oh, I gotta wrap this up. I gotta adjust those points, don't I? 174.08, 170.06. Yeah, sorry. Just a bit distracted real quick. Back at it. So I gotta adjust the score. Adjust scoring. I can do it right here. Do I have to do it in my head? Adjust scoring. Yeah. I have to do it in my head. Back score. Let's just, do it real quick. I can figure this out. Week 18 total, I'm going to subtract that 66.8 from my score. Minus 66.8. Luke minus 86.86. Oh, no, I have to use the downward arrow, don't I? I do. All right, patience, ladies and gentlemen, patience. 68 something. I hope everyone's had a nice week so far. My week's been kind of bad. I don't know why. I just kind of had a bad weekend and nothing I'm going to, write home about, but just bad vibes. So I fixed that. I'm going to fix that. I'm going to leave everything else the same. Sorry, everyone else. I'm just going to fix the championship score because does anything else really matter that much? So anyways, in the championship game, I ended up beating Luke. So your championship champion is moi, ça c'est moi. And yeah, it feels good. It feels good to be back on top. I would say it doesn't feel like it did in 2020, which is a very similar feeling to Michigan winning the title. Like, it's weird, it feels great, but it's almost not as good as I thought it would feel. Like 2021 Michigan Ohio State game felt unreal. That was such a great feeling. The Natty, also great feeling, but not as good. And so same thing goes for this one. My 2020 championship felt amazing, brilliant. I loved it. This one, I'm so glad to have won it. I can't believe I won it. I thought I had a great team, and I really thought I had a chance, but the way that my team was kind of sputtering at the end, I was like, oh, I don't have a chance. So I'm really happy that they pulled through. Kind of a weird performance. Oh, this is still showing week 18. Week 17. Yeah, week 17 was more complete performance. It was definitely more complete performance. But anyways, just I guess almost I need it. I don't know. It feels amazing, but it doesn't feel, like breaking that 5-year duck. That was something special. That felt really good. And I mean, I love to be able to say, I'm going to annoy everyone, but I love being able to say that I, won 2 championships in 4 years. I think that's the best span out of any team so far. I think, well, let's see. When did Tristan win his championships? Tristan and I might be tied then. Tristan won his in 2018. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in 2022. So I won mine in 2020, then 1, 2, and then again in 2023. So yeah, so I've got that locked down. I've got 3 championships locked down. I've got most, championship appearance games. I was in 3 out of the past 4 championship games and won 2 out of those 3. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to brag about that nonstop. I love that. And everyone's going to get sick of me hearing saying it. But boy, howdy. Did that feel good? But I just love the boys. I love my team. Oh my God. I have the same feeling about my team as I did in the 2020 game. I have the same feeling about my team. But about winning the title, I don't know. Just it feels just a teensy bit different. And maybe it's because of all the controversy this year. And maybe I should feel better. I should feel more galvanized. But I guess I feel a little bit like Johnny versus everyone right now. No one was really partaking in the spectacle that was my team. They were more, hating on me and my team and my, ability to lead the league. So, anyways, and I mean, not that I think people were rooting for me in 2020, but I just don't think I had as much hate in 2020. But I loved my boys. I like the 2020 team. Holy cow, do I love that team. I mean, all those guys. Josh Allen, Derrick Henry, Chris Carson, Chris Godwin. Kiki Kuti started in the last game, but he doesn't do it for me. No fan. Jonathan Taylor, Brandon Ayuk, Jeff Wilson Jr. Those are the names I'll remember forever. Unbelievable. Gives me chills. And then same with this year. All these names, I want them back. I want them back so bad next year. Jalen Hurts, James Cook, Isaiah Pacheco, A.J. Brown, Deebo Samuel, Nico Collins, Brian Robinson, Rashee Rice. Those are my boys. Cortland Sutton. And this is probably one of I'm going on about my team a little bit here, but I won the league. It's probably one of the best drafted teams that I've had as well. In terms of, yeah, no, I think just straight up, I think I can say it's one of the best teams I've ever drafted in terms of retention, player retention. Hurts, Cook, Brian Robinson, A.J. Brown, Cortland Sutton, Nico Collins, Deebo Samuel, Isaiah Pacheco. Those are all draftees. I drafted all those fools. I'm pretty, and then my waiver pickups I'm satisfied with. Deontay Johnson, snagging him. Adam Thielen, I got him early on. I don't know. Who did I have to drop that was notable? Oh, Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews is a big loss because... Yeah, that would have been probably one of my most complete teams because I also drafted where is he? Brian Robinson Jr. or Bijan Robinson, and I had to trade him away, but he finished position rank 12. So yeah, one of my best teams in terms of player retention, and then also just positional rankings. Jalen Hurts position ranking 2, James Cook 11, AJ Brown 8, Everett Ingram 6, Nico Collins 9, Debo Samuel 7. Oh, I love this Nico Collins pick now that I look back on it. Holy cow. 13th round, finished ranked 9. Pacheco 17. So I think I was definitely cooking. I don't know what Luke's. Let me see if I can find Luke's. Like I'm not gonna do it the boring average position ranking again, but again I think like my average position ranking, it goes to show it. It's one of the best, if not the best in the league, and I think that's why you win the championship. And again, I think I might have said it in the power rankings, but Luke and Matthew and Connor, they did so well, like making the pickups and drops to make their team the best that they could, like just brilliant. I think maybe another top position ranking team, yeah, there you go, is Alex. Holy cow, he's got unbelievable position ranking. Breece Hall, Kyron Williams, Amon Ra, David Njoku. Dolphins defense, Jake Elliott. And Aiden, I'm sure, has got good position ranking. Yeah, there you go. Dak at 3, Joe Mixon at 6, CeeDee Lamb 1, George Kittle 2. So, and those are just, some of the high scoring teams. But I think it starts at the draft. And, I said in the chat we're going to workshop. I think we definitely need a workshop over the off season. I don't know what. Well, no, I do know what on. I mean, we need a workshop if it's going to be keepers, maybe the divisions again, bring back divisions. Maybe look at scoring. I think I like our playoff settings. I like the way we do playoffs right now. I guess let me know in the comments if you don't. Facts versus feelings. Anyways, I think there's some workshopping to do, but yeah, what a season. So, yeah, the other reason I'm going to keep it short is because I think I did a good role in the final rankings. Oh, yeah, and then just as a quick aside, I do apologize, Luke, and to all those others who are confused that didn't recall the whole playoff things. But yeah, the playoffs, with this was the same format as last year. Is there will be 4 teams in the official playoff bracket. There'll be 3 total games played, 2 semifinals, 1 championship game. The 4 teams will be composed of the top 3 seeded teams and the winner of a play-in game. Play-in game will take part in the regular season, yada yada. And then the semifinal games will be played over a 2-week span with a composite score of the competing teams determining who wins the game. The winner of each semifinal game will advance to the championship game, which will take place during Week 17. The team with the higher Week 17 score will win the Justice League. Week 18 will not be taken into account, and it's the duty of the Justice League of the commissioner to set the Week 18 score. And again, like to toot my own horn, I think I wrote that brilliantly. Like I think I did such a good job writing that. I was really impressed with the verbiage and the conciseness. I must have reread it at least 100 times because, like I said, right now ain't no way I'm writing anything. I'm like so casual with my emails now, and it's in emails and reports and yada yada. It like I struggle. I don't know what's up, but anyways, I was saying the reason I'm keeping it short is because I think I did a good job with my final rankings, kind of giving every team, their story, their deserved story. But if we can just quickly review a couple things. Oh, I don't think I've got it written down. I hope I do. But anyways, the ESPN auto-generated, like the draft day final standing projections. It's always interesting to go back on. Bird Avenue, Dairy Deluxe, number 1 ranked by ESPN. Finished. So, okay, and then the current final standing projection was, I think it was the week 8, like 17, the week before the championship, is when they finally locked it down. Or maybe they locked it down before the playoffs. I don't know. I can't recall, but Zach went from number 1 to number 10. Connor went from 2 to 3, so ESPN kind of got him right. Luke went from 3 to 1, so ESPN kind of got that right. Alex went from 4 to 8. They weren't totally far off from Alex. Alex just was super unlucky, but Alex had one of the best, points for in the leagues. Matt went from 5 to 6, pretty good. Uncle Ron went from 6 to 5, pretty good. Aiden at 7, pretty good. Tristan from 8 to 9, fair. But I know Matthew. I mean, I feel, I always love beating the ESPN projections. From 9 to 2 for me, and then from Matthew 10 to 4. So it's a good feeling when you can beat up on the ESPN. You think I did bad? Check this out. Check this out. And again, like, that's why I feel my draft went well, because I was able to retain all those players. Like, yes, some years ESPN might get you right. They might peg you that you had a shitty draft, but you're able to get a couple good waiver wire picks or trades, whatever. But this year, I think I really genuinely proved them wrong, and Matthew did too. So that's always fun to beat them out. And then if we can compare to Zach, dang it, I don't have it written down. I thought for sure I would have had it written down. Oh, do I have it written down anywhere? Oh, brother. Maybe I can find it in a conversation with Zach. Draft rankings. Doot, doot, doot. Doot. Rough. What? I don't have him anywhere? Zach and I don't text that much anymore. Sad. I guess it's because we live together or whatever. But let me see if I can find it real quick. And I'll just vamp until then. I've got some scrolling back to do, but I should be able to find it pretty quick. I think I asked for them. They would have been in September. And I'm in mid-December already. We've got, me and Zach, we got some good convos. I feel like I'm kind of the one doing a lot of the question asking, sending a lot of big text, sending a lot of the long text, strings. Personally, I think I carry the conversation, but maybe I'm also just annoying to him. So, Zach, if I annoy you over text, I'm sorry. And then shout out anyone. If anyone wants to start texting me, please do. Like, I don't text that many people. So, I'd love to start, carrying on a conversation with, Luke. If hit me up, baby. David Sega, I know you've been listening to this every now and then. Hit me up, dog. Aiden airmails my texts a lot. Here we go. We're in September. So if you want to talk, about whatever, hit me up. I love talking. And if you just want to, I love being on the receiving end of the long texts. So please send me long texts. I don't want to be the only one sending long texts. And then, I'll also send you long texts. Oh, check out this classic picture that Zach brought up. 2016 from track. Holy cow. Save that one. How did I skip over that? Convert euro to dollar. Saturday, September 16th at 5:26 p.m. Why the hell is Zach sending me that? We're in London, baby. What did we say? I said, oh, yeah. I was Venmoing Zach about my money. Or about what I owed him for the dinner at that Italian restaurant. It was a pretty good dinner, from what I remember. Thought it was a good dinner. But I was maybe a bit of a letdown in the sense that it was kind of in the middle of nowhere. I don't know. No, yeah, it was a great dinner. Like, it ended up being very tasty, and I was pretty satisfied, but we paid way too much for water. Anyways, Zach ranked Luke number 1, Kaplan number 2, Connor number 3. Zach got Connor spot on. Well done. Aiden number 4, pretty good rank. Zach number 5, generous. Tristan number 6, Johnny number 7. Let's see what he has to say about me. I love the A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts connection, but that's about it. There's potential to move up if Robinson is as explosive as I hear. But if he's mid this year, kiss the season goodbye. Wow. And Robinson ended up kind of being mid. He ranked Matthew at 8, Alex at 9, Matt at 10. Oh, man, he got those last 4 super wrong. You got Connor, Luke, good. Kaplan didn't really work out. But he did say, I guess, the RB situation could have been better. So he got that right. So, yeah. So Zach did okay. Not great, but okay. But I also love Zach's. I love his rankings. I love the way that he says things. So he just has such a way about words. Anyways, I guess some other, I don't know. I was just gonna wrap up. I think I did, I kind of wrapped up. We had pretty standard year for scoring. Highest week score was week 13. League scored a combined 1,038.14 points. Worst week was week 1. Yeah, we were pretty bad week 1, where we scored a league combined 845 points. Pretty embarrassing. The best quarters, people who had the best quarter, Luke had best Q1. Matt had the best Q2. Let's see. I had the best Q3. Everyone had a great Q4. But Aiden takes Q4 with 514 points. Jeez, oh, Pete's the best quarter. It's also, I think, the most populous quarter. Each other quarter only has 2, 3 games in it. That one has 4, so everyone's always going to do a little bit better. Because quarter 4 I just have as week 10 through 13. So quarter 1 I've got week 1 through 3. Quarter 2 is 4 through 6. 3 is 7 through 9. And then quarter 4 is 10 through 13. Playoffs, who had the best playoffs? Alex had the best playoffs, 341. Pretty impressive. Let's see, do I need to update anything here? Nope. Final, anything else interesting? Power rankings movement. Yeah, the power rankings movement is kind of fun. It's kind of fun to look at. I like to look at it. Let's see. Yeah, Tristan was hanging out. Yeah. This was funny. Tristan 4 to start, dropped all the way down, and it's like a real slow, like zigzag moving all the way back up to get to number 4 by week 9. I don't know what he did in week 9 to get 4. Let's see, what was his record in week 9? 3-6. Probably didn't deserve 9. And then after that, he just is steep drop back down to last for the rest of the standings. Poor chap. Let's see. Montucky Colts next. Luke. Wow, I disrespected Luke a little bit in the middle of the season there. I had him high in the rankings to start. Then he sharply drops off. I drop him all the way down to 7. And then it only takes him, kind of a long time. It only takes him 4 weeks to get back to number 1, and then he hangs out up there, kind of me and him. Who else is all over the place? Matthew's kind of all over the place. He's hopping around his, pretty noisy signal between, rank 7 and 3. Aiden has a great journey, has a great hero's journey. He starts bad, he rises up, he sharply drops off, and then he rises up again, and then he sharply drops off again. That's kind of a fun chart. But anyways, yeah, all of this you can go see in the Justice League folder. Oh, some team names. We had some good team name changes this year. A lot of action preseason, per usual. I think that's when a lot of people are trying to figure their stuff out. I went through a lot of preseason name changes. I went from Giordano's Ready Dumps to the placeholder name, to Midnight Clouds, to Hebdomodal Heroes, and then to 2B Robinson, or not 2B, but the 2 is TO, not TWO. And then I eventually was able to settle on the TWOB Robinson, or not 2B. Luke hung out with winning his program for a while. Tristan changed things up a couple times, went to This Is Our Year, then to Amon Raw Dog in this league. That was good. I think his week 18 hit one of his best team name changes. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to do superlatives. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm not going to do superlatives. I will. I'm not going to post it in the, what's it called? But I'll take you through the superlatives I have right now. The 3 that I'm missing that I really should have is highest individual game total regular season. I think we already know that. That's, Aiden with his 186 or whatever, record breaking. Highest individual game total overall. Also, Aiden, I don't know why I have this overall in there. Maybe I don't know. I don't know why I have that. I think I have it in there because of Matthew when he fucked up, Aaron or whoever it was in the championship last year. Because it was a great championship game, but I wanted to give a little bit of respect due to again, I think it was Aiden who in the regular season was killing it. And then best game, I didn't put a best game. Just real quick, looking through some of these games, I think the first one that comes to mind is me and Aiden's Week 13 game. I don't think there was that much writing on it. I don't think he would have made the playoffs if he won, but I mean, 138 to 136, 9-8. That's a really tight matchup. That's a really close one. It's, again, probably one of our best ones. Super high scoring, has everything you want. Another good one is Matthew. Apologize. Not because you lost, but it's just Zach beating Matthew 109.48 to 108.2. That's tight. And that was a Monday Night Miracle, I think. That was week 11. Ooh, a close one, week 9 between me and Luke, 100.58 against 97.1. That's tight. Tight. Couple other tight ones here in week 8. We had a couple tight ones. We had Matthew beating Tristan 109.22 to 105.18, and then Aaron beating me 102.12 to 100.56. Couple good matchups. Zach against myself in week 7 looks pretty saucy. A tightly gross one is week 6. There's a couple gross tight ones in here. Me and Aiden played a tight one. Luke edged out Matt in a tight one. Matthew edged out Aaron in a tight one. But all ugly, all like 80-point finishes. Only one person scored over 100 that week. Only one person scored over 90 that week, and that was Connor with 104.76. Let's see, what else? Nothing else to catch my eye in week 5. Oh, wow, really tight one in week 4. Aiden over Matthew. Wow, Matthew was not kidding. He lost a couple close ones. I mean, Matthew still made the playoffs. So I guess that's another maybe argument I had in my head is, and Matthew has absolute right to complain that, he lost some real close ones. Like we just saw, the Zach, and then now week 4 losing by, about half a point to Aiden. He lost some close ones, but it doesn't matter in the end, in my opinion, because you made the playoffs. You want a little bit more respect on your name as a team, and for the GOAT power rankings and all that, you want that respect. You want to have those wins on your record. But Matthew did, just fine to make the playoffs, and it just wasn't. I just don't think it was, his season. He had a good season. You got to make the playoffs. But anyways. Don't know where I'm going with that, but that might be a game. That's a top 2 game. Maybe that's an honorable mention. Because, early weeks, Aiden got another close one over Luke, 109.0 to 106.2. Aiden just played him tight. Aiden played all the games tight this year. I wonder what his point differential is. Let me get Aiden up here real quick. Aiden had 3 games that were pretty damn tight. Aiden had himself a year, man. What a year. Aiden's point differential was positive. He finished with a positive point differential of +2.9 and was still, ninth. Still finished 9th. Man, that stinks. Anyways, so best game, I think I'm going to give it to me versus Aiden in week 13. Great game. League's best week, I already went over that. Best team name, I gave it to myself. I think 2B Robinson or not 2B was clever. I think that was fun. Best draft pick, Connor, Raheem Mostert, round 10, pick 3. Some honorable mentions is Aaron, Sam Laporta, round 15, pick 1. Luke, Mike Evans, round 6, pick 6, because Evans finished, number 2 receiver or something like that. Unbelievable. So, number 4 receiver. So, highly undervalued to be going round 6. And then I gave my guy, Nico Collins, round 13, pick 7, and best draft pick. Oh, and to be clear, that was not first round, because first round, the best draft pick by far, Christian McCaffrey, pick number 6. Seems he was unbelievable. Best team name change, I gave it to Luke for him going from winningest program of all time to Montucky Cold Snacks. I was definitely confused. I had no clue what a Montucky Cold Snack was, but I learned. And it was cool. I in my egotistical head, I was like, yeah, get that winningest program name out of here. I mean, yes, he is winningest program, but I was like, I've got the most wins. Let's see. Up next, best waiver pick, Alex Devon Achane. I forget, the commentators were pronouncing it weird, but I swear I remember when I was watching him play in college, wherever he played, I watched like one game of his. The announcers on that game were pronouncing it A-Chain. Devon Achane, was he Florida State? Let me see real quick. Hold on. Texas A&M. Okay, so similar colors. Week 4, great pick. I mean, Devon Achane finished what? Well, maybe it didn't even necessarily matter that where he finished, but just the fact that he was, blew up after that week. Yeah, he only finished 21, but it was just such a great pickup because of the immediate impact that he had for Aaron's team. Didn't last long. So maybe I don't like that pick anymore. I don't know. Yeah, I might give it to Aaron with Kyron Williams because of what Aaron was able to, do with Kyron Williams. He used him, on his team, played well, and then was able to use him as a trading token to get better players. So honestly, I might override that and give Aaron it, but probably not. Because I don't feel like editing it. All right, I'm gonna try to wrap it up here. I'm on 31 minutes. I said I was gonna do 30 minutes. I don't want to go too far over. So next up, we've got honorable mention Luke, Brock Purdy, honorable mention Zach, Paku Nakua, week 1. Ooh, yeah, that's another good pickup. And then honorable mention Matthew Gus Edwards. I didn't put what week he picked him up, but it was a good pickup. Worst waiver drop was Devon Achane. Aaron dropped him after what? I said week 3? That can't be. Devon Achane blew up in week 3. So why would he drop him after week 3? So it must have been right before week 3. So it must have been after week 2, right before the 47-point game, and then Alex picked him up. So yeah, so I gave Aaron at least the worst drop in Devon Achane. I guess in the comments, sound off if you know of any other bad ones. Worst game, I said week 1, Matt versus Johnny. That's fair. Worst draft round for the league, I said round 4 and then round 11. I don't know why I've got that one in there. That was kind of dumb. Worst draft pick, only round 1 through 3, which I think is a fair cutoff because, round 1 through 3, you should be making good picks. And then, round 4 through whatever is where it comes down. If you did your homework, round 4 through whatever should win you the league. But if you didn't do your homework, I'm not going to peg you because, if you didn't do your homework, you're just picking random players at that point, basically. So, round 1 through 3, dude, with my, can't pronounce my R's. That's a tough sentence to say. Worst draft pick, only round 1 through 3. Round 1 through 3. 1 through 3. I can say that. Connor, Nick Chubb, round 1, pick 8. Oh, that's tough. And Connor has sounded off about that. He wasn't very happy that Nick Chubb got injured. And then honorable mention with Matt, Cooper Kupp, round 2, pick 5. Yeah, Kupp ended up being kind of a bum. Most exciting trade, Aaron and Alex. I think that was the story of the season, was that bit of business that took place in that weekend, that period, or that weekend/week where Aaron was wheeling and dealing. That was really fun. And that was an exciting trade. Some high-name players going to and from. And it's always interesting when you get Alex involved in a trade. Because, he's paying attention. But, I don't know. Anyways. Player-manager love affairs. Both Matthew and Aaron were in love with Tyjae Spears. I forget what the criteria is. I think the criteria has to have been added and dropped at least 3 times. I think Tyjae Spears, I don't know. I forget. I should have taken a picture or some more notes on it. But they both add and drop them. Aaron's very much a love affair guy. He likes to add and drop players a bunch because he's on here 3 times. Younghoe Koo for Aaron and Elijah Moore as well for Aaron. And then players who have seen the most rosters, there are a handful that got tossed around the league. Jackson Smith and Jigba, Royce Freeman, Zach Charbonnet, OBJ, Tyjae Spears, Jared Goff. Again, the criteria for this is to have been on 3 or more. And that's that. A couple other things that I've got noted on here is from this season is a 10-win season from Luke. That's the second 10-win season for Luke, and that's the second, or that's the most by any manager. No other manager has had more than one 10-win. Am I saying that right? No other manager has had more than one 10-win season. It could very much be true, because no one went over 10 wins last year. So many eight-win teams. 2021, Luke and Connor. So Luke did well. 2 10-win seasons in 3 years. Luke is back, baby. He's back. I won 2020. That was me. 2019, Matt had a 10-win season. 2018, I think it was no one. Just 9 wins. 3 9-win seasons. 2017, yeah, no one. So it's not easy. It is not easy to win 10 games. 2016, Alex won 11. 2015, Matthew and Aiden won 10. So if I said Matthew's name at any point in here, then I'm wrong. But I don't think I did. So yeah, it's not easy. It ain't easy winning 10 games. I've tasted the fruit a couple times now. I've had 2 9-win seasons and an 11-win season. 3 9-win seasons, I suppose. Luke's tasted the cup a couple times. Tristan and Connor. Connor, honestly, has been pretty dang close a couple times now. 11 wins, and then this year I had 8 wins. So anyways, wanted to give Luke a shout out for that. I already talked about my 3 championship games. And then Aiden with the highest score ever. Just period. Highest score ever. I mean, unbelievable. So that's the 2023 season. I think it was a good season. I think there was a lot of rage. I think there was just a lot of passion. A lot of people really wanted to win it this year. And I think we maybe need to workshop it. I think there's definitely a point to be made about maybe it's getting a bit stale. I think the change in playoffs has made it interesting for a couple of years. I tried to make it interesting this year, taking away divisions, but I think maybe that made it a little worse. I think it was maybe a little less interesting that we didn't have divisions. So maybe I bring back divisions. I guess sound off in the comments if you want to bring back divisions. And then, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of changing the scoring, but I'd consider it. I know we've talked for years about getting keepers, and it's so, I don't know. I feel like I don't know what to do with keepers. I kind of want to do it, but I also like the reset button. I know waivers was talked about, but it was kind of vetoed. And maybe it just comes down to we need a little bit more pride in winning the league. We need, that trophy. And so that's on me. I should have had a trophy all this time. Because, will it matter as much if I start a trophy next year? I hope, but I don't know. And then, also a little bit more shame in losing the league. Holding someone to have to do something. I don't know. But anyways, great season from the guys. I kind of dropped the ball with the podcast at the end, but that's because I kind of got, not into like a bad state, but I got into a state where I was just like, man, I want to do more with my time. Like I've spent a lot of time on fantasy football, and I've loved the time that I spent on it, and it's been fun. But even for me, almost like I'm kind of like, I kind of want it to take a backseat role. Like the reason I started doing all this stuff, the reason I started doing is for the exact same reason as I am right now, thinking, what am I doing? It's the exact same thing. It's like, I wanted to go all in. I wanted to, have fun. I wanted to make stuff and be creative and yada, yada, yada. And it's the same feeling that I've got right now. Back in 2019 when I started doing my little power rankings, like sending them to the group chat. And then I kind of formalized it in 2020. And then I, made the spreadsheets in 2020. And then I started doing the podcast in 2021. It's all the same thing. It's just, unfortunately, fantasy is becoming, like, I still like it. Like, I don't want to make you guys think that I don't like it, and I enjoy doing it and being with you guys and chatting with you guys and talking about it with you guys. But it's something that I really wasn't spending that much time on it, but I could spend more time on it if I wasn't driving to and from work an hour every week. You know, that would help a lot if I could avoid that. It would free up 2 hours. I mean, yeah, if my commute was, half an hour and it would only free up 1 hour, but that's still, that's my hour of podcast. Like, it takes me an hour to record it. All the, other stuff takes some time, but if I could, at least get back an hour of my life. Anyways, what I was trying to say is that I'm looking at fantasy, unfortunately, as a asset that I can, take a step back on. It's something that I don't want to focus on as much. And I don't want to say that it takes up a lot of time, but it does kind of kill my Monday night if I do this whole thing. If I do the podcast, and well, no, it'd be my Tuesday night, really. But okay, so maybe that's the flaw, is that I was letting everything, absorb me, because I was taking my Sunday night by watching Sunday Night Football, my Monday night by watching Monday Night Football, and then my Tuesday night by, podcast and power rankings. And that's a commitment that I wanted to cut out to make way for other things that I want to try to do, with my life. And so I guess, am I saying farewell to the podcast right now? Maybe. I guess I'm saying in 2024 there might not be a podcast. And again, like, you guys are probably just like, come on, how long does it take? It can't take that long, yada yada yada. And you're right, it doesn't take that long, but it's just something that is, in a weird way, become, a nuisance to have to do. And I think it might be more fun, like you guys said, like, to just have guests. Like, I gotta have guests. But even then, like, I guess the thing about it is that what I've been doing with the podcast this year, I haven't been as happy because of guests and because I've just been pumping and dumping. In the past, I've been able to listen to it back a little bit, make a couple edits, just make it sound a little bit better, take out some take out some, laughs, take out some weird stuff. And don't worry, I've left most stuff in. The only weird stuff I mean is like weird background noises and, other stuff of that nature. But I haven't liked the level of content that's being produced. And so, I'm not proud of the work that I'm putting out there. And to be proud of the work that I'm putting out there, it takes, a little bit more time commitment. And that's, not a commitment that I want to make right now. Or that I found at the end of 2023 that I don't want to make. And I guess really all of 2023, I was just finding that I wasn't into doing it. Like, I was, again, like 2023 this year was just kind of a nuisance. 21, when the podcast, dawned, I had tons of time. And I loved doing it. I had nothing else. Like, it was all I could talk about. 2022, it was something that I was really looking forward to. I remember, I think I recorded quite a few episodes at the dawn of 2022, but it turned into a nuisance in a way because I was, getting a new job. I was, 22. 1 year ago. Oh, crap. I was trying to do this real quick. I gotta wrap up. I keep saying I'm gonna wrap up. Oh, shit. No. Give me more rows per page. 22 podcasts. No, I did a terrible job in 2022. So it really, I guess I've really never been into to the podcast. I think, I don't know. I feel like I've got some good feedback. I feel like people have enjoyed the podcast, mainly when there was guests. But yeah, 21, like, I had all the time in the world. Like, I just moved out to Kansas City. I was doing nothing. And I mean, before Kansas City, I was especially doing nothing because I was unemployed. So, I guess what I'm saying is it's not easy being a podcaster, folks. There's a lot of time commitment to be put into it, especially when you're doing it all by yourself. And man, okay. But yeah, I guess maybe the lesson learned is that just need to have more guests, maybe get on a schedule, like do the bi-weekly so that I don't have to, every Tuesday night spend it. And then maybe again, I can record on Monday nights and then do my power rankings the next night. I don't know. Again, something else that needs to be workshopped, but I guess just be forewarned, like I might be taking a step back, guys. And I'm sorry, but the podcast is the first thing that needs to go. I want to keep doing the power rankings in their full and really giving that, a chance creatively. And you guys know, like, they've kind of fallen off this year. They weren't as good, I don't think. And I was doing miss posts. So anyways, point being was, let's just end it on a good note. It was a fun year. It was a good year. I had a good time. I know there was some controversy and the narrative was being pushed of dictatorship, but it was another year of pleasure for me, and I appreciate it. And this is me signing off on the 2024 season. I don't know if there's anything else to be said. I guess maybe to leave you on a good note is just that have a great year. Have a great 2024. It's been a rocky, weird start for me. Like, a lot of highs, but a couple, L's taken. I'm not complaining. Like, I've been, fine overall, but I hope everyone has a good 2024. I hope, people are able to, set some goals and achieve those goals this year. And let's all keep in touch. Let's go for that golf trip. Let's, I don't know. For me, I'm a downer. I like travel. I don't know why it gets stuck in my head so much, but I'm just such a downer with travel and like spending money on it. And then like, I just think back, like I should have just sacrificed my PTO. Nothing, worse than realizing you had enough PTO. I don't think I did have enough PTO, but I do have like 2 or 3 days of PTO right now that I'm like, how the heck do I have that much PTO? I don't know where it came from. So what I guess I'm trying to say there is I could have stayed for Barcelona. I don't know about Germany. I could have stayed for Barcelona. Shoot. And yeah, I guess I don't really have anything big to leave you off with. No great lessons learned or things that I want to say to the boys. I really enjoyed hanging out with everyone over the holidays. Maybe that's something. I just I love the boys and been hanging out with you guys over the holidays. It was super fun. Thanksgiving super fun. Christmas super fun. So just gotta, I guess, let's just keep the boys rolling. Do whatever we can to hang out, maybe once every 3 months. And that comes down to me and the Birmingham boys for kind of getting out there, because we're home base right now. Like, we got a good chunk of us, and then we go, if we just make it to Chicago at least once this year, we didn't go all of last year, it might be a success. So yeah, so what else? Some quotes. Can I leave you with anything here? Robinson Crusoe. Let then consider how much worse the care. Nope, that one's not as good. This one I like. Robinson Crusoe, page 113. To consider what I had enjoyed rather than what I wanted. And this gave me sometimes such secret comforts. I think that was a bit taken out of context. I think you need to read the whole paragraph, but I think that is a cool quote. To consider what I enjoyed rather than what I wanted. Almost like a living in the moment, right there. Like, oh, you think you want all these things, you think you want this and that, and you're looking ahead, And you almost got to consider, what do you enjoy right now? Let's see, Jane Eyre. It is weak and silly to say you cannot bear what it is your fate to be required to bear. That one's kind of powerful. I like that. It is weak and silly to say you cannot bear what it is your fate to be required to bear. So I guess look out for that. Don't be afraid, boys. If you think you're, having a tough time, maybe not a tough time, but if you think you can't do something, you can. Like, I guess it's inspirational in a way. It is weak and silly. It's weak and silly of you to say you cannot bear what it is your fate to be required to bear. So you can do it. That's what I'm kind of getting from that. Is you can do it. It is within you. It is your fate. It is your destiny to pull through. Another Jane Eyre quote. I'll say this one, but I'm not understanding it right now. That a varied field of hopes and fears, of sensations and excitements awaited those who, this is a good one. That, again, this is a little taken out of context, but that a varied field of hopes and fears, of sensations and excitements awaited those who had courage to go forth into its expanse, to seek real knowledge of life amidst its perils. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, man. I want to read that full sentence. And I didn't write down what chapter or page it's from. Oh, gosh. All right, I'll look that one up on the internet. Oh, this is another good one from Our Room with a View. The statues that relive its severity suggest not the innocence of childhood, nor the glorious bewilderment of youth, but the conscious achievements of maturity. Perseus and Judith, Hercules, Thusnelda, they have done or suffered something, and though they are immortal, immortality has come to them after experience, not before. Whoa, that's a good one, boys. That's a good one. Let's see. Yeah, from Lord of the Rings. I've been too deeply hurt. I tried to save the Shire, and it has been saved, but not for me. I must often be so, Sam, when things are in danger. Someone has to give them up, lose them, so that others may keep them. That one's sad. That one's not as good. I like my Jane Eyre quotes better. Anything else here? No, I should have left it on that Jane Eyre quote. That was a good one. I should have just left it on that Jane Eyre. Or it's Room with a View. So I will read it again just so we can leave on that high note. 2024, boys, shout out, take care, have a great year. And I'll leave you with this. The statues that relive its severity suggest not the innocence of childhood, nor the glorious bewilderment of youth, but the conscious achievements of maturity. Perseus and Judith, Hercules and Thusnelda, they have done or suffered something, and though they are immortal, mortality has come to them after experience, not before.